pass across the formation is picked off, and Aiden O'Connell's going to flush it.
Nobody knows where it is. Now it's centered. Muir with a shot. Score!
Now down low to Lana McCarthy. A little spin move.
DeLeo of Bedford. She centers. Shot and score.
Aiden O'Connell puts the exclamation point on the game.
Connor down low. Trying to get it. Oh! Devin Mansfield!
Go, Devin Mansfield! From right on
goal! Good evening and welcome to Bedford High Gym. It is senior night and we are celebrating a senior class that is going to be well remembered here in Bedford High School basketball lore. We're speaking about Danny Black, Luke Soden, Dylan Soden, Thomas Braga, Spencer Hendershon, and Austin Kazajanski. These are the players of this 15-1 team. They're getting ready to take on the 9-7 Broncos of Alvirne. I'm Harry Kozlowski here with Corey Munstetiger, and Bedford, of course, losing about a week ago, about 10 days ago at Pinkerton. They came back with a vengeance against BG, playing angry and putting up 104 points.
Playing angry is right, as this Bedford Bulldogs team did not take that loss lightly. Of course, they traveled down to Derry, faced a very strong Pinkerton Astros team, and came away with their first and only loss of the season, their mark at 15-1 so far this year. And I don't think that's a bad thing to have a regular season loss to a very strong team, and kind of humbles them, but also, as you mentioned, brings out some fire in their follow-up game and hopefully for the run throughout the rest of this season.
We had a chance to speak with Coach Moreno this afternoon, and he touched on those subjects. Let's listen to that discussion right now. We're speaking to Coach Frank Moreno of the Bedford boys basketball team, no longer undefeated, but still tied for first at 15-1. We didn't have a chance to see your game at Pinkerton as the girls were playing at the same time. What happened in that game that made you fall short?
Yeah, it was well, obviously they've got Jackson Marshall and another cast of characters that really played well. We had a lot of turnovers early in the game. I think we had 10 turnovers in the first half, so that didn't do us any favors. But overall, I was pleased with the way we competed. It was a close game throughout. I mean, we were tied after one, down 3 at halftime. We didn't shoot well. Our shot selection wasn't great at the end of the game, but I think we learned a lot. So if we get a chance to see them again in the playoffs, I think we'll be fine.
Well, a week later, you went to BG and scored 104 points. That set a school record and also tops the mark this year in Division I. How much of that was a reaction to the Pinkerton loss?
Yeah, it was. We really wanted to prove to ourselves that we could play well. We're trying to do some new things offensively and really, focus on moving the ball and get guys open shots. We really wanted to continue to run and get out in transition. So, yeah, the boys challenged themselves to play better than they did the week before, and we had a good result.
Now, the NHIA standings are sometimes a little hard to understand with their point rating system, but if both Bedford and Pinkerton finish at 17-1, can I assume that the Astros get the bye and the first round seed because of the head-to-head win?
Yes, yeah. First tiebreaker is always head-to-head. So yeah, that they would get the bye and the 1 seed. We would get the 2 seed.
And that means you'll be playing next Wednesday against really could be against any number of teams that could wind up in that 15 seed.
It sure could. That the middle to bottom tier of the standings right now is a big bunch of teams, and we won't know until Friday night where teams fall.
Now we are in the final week of the season. You've got Alvirne tonight, Salem on Friday. How do you feel about where your team is as far as preparation to go into the tournament? Are they peaking at the right time? Maybe that's a good question for a player like Nico Bedoyan. As you told me earlier, he's doing a lot now. He's averaging almost 20 points a game in the last couple games, right?
Yeah, some of these guys are really hitting their stride. Nico in particular has really stepped up and added another dimension for us in scoring, and just he brings a pace to the game that's even faster than that we've been going. So it's I do think that we're starting to come into our own. We got a big challenge tonight with Alvirne. They're playing well. They've won 5 of their last 6. They've got Sammy DeWitt at point guard, and they've got the kid Hall, who just came back from injury Derry and had 16 points for them last week. So we're definitely not looking past Alvirne, the team we could end up seeing in the playoffs too. So we're trying to stay focused on just the game ahead of us, and then focus on who we have Friday, and then whoever we have in the playoffs we'll focus on just that one game.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck tonight.
All right. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
Of the Bedford Bulldogs speaking with us this afternoon, and it really is kind of a mishmash at the bottom of the tournament standings. Salem is at 6-10, so is Central, so is Memorial. Goffstown at 7-9. These are all teams that Bedford could play in the first round. But right now we're going to pause for the national anthem. I want to welcome our viewers on Hudson TV Channel 6 and remind our Bedford viewers that the Hudson TV folks are producing the girls basketball game between Alvirne and Bedford, which of course is down in Hudson tonight at 7 o'clock, and that's being shown on Bedford TV Channel 8. So once again, our community TV channels sharing programming as we always do and give you access to more games.
We heard about our seniors tonight here. Starting lineups for the evening: Danny Black and Luke Soden will follow Thomas Braga, Spencer Henrichon, and Austin Kazajansky. An all-senior starting lineup for the Bulldogs. Dylan Soden, another senior. I'm sure we'll see action. I know he's been harboring an injury. For the Broncos, Aiden Mills, Evan Betancourt, Gabe Conroe, Sam DeWitt, and Andrew Dealey. Andrew Dealey will be taking the jump against Austin Kazajansky. 8 minutes on the board. We're ready to go. Ball's up on the way, and Alvirne controls as Betancourt looks to the corner. Early three-pointer is good. Gabe Conroe gets open and puts the Broncos up quickly.
Yeah, something happened on the defense there, leaving him wide open for that three.
Danny Black now will search for some cutters. Actually, Henrichon finds Thomas Braga on the back door. Beautiful cut. And Braga is able to finish. Full court pressure here by the Bulldogs. Henrichon tries to play some strong defense, but Dealey puts it up and over. And the Broncos are up 5-2. Danny Black takes it into the middle, tries to get it off the glass, but can't find the bottom of the net. Defensive rebound by Mills.
I was going to say, this Broncos team has some good height. We haven't seen a lot of teams with that kind of height this year.
Kazajansky steps into the passing lane there as they were looking to reverse the ball. Couldn't quite come up with the steal, but it glances off of Sam DeWitt. So the Bulldogs get a turnover here. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. 5-2 Broncos. Kazajansky now finds Braga, top of the key. Now to Soden, off the left-hand side. He'll pull from three, and it's good. Deep three-pointer by Luke Soden.
Anytime you give Luke that kind of room, he's going to take it.
Now Braga comes up with the steal. Quick dish over to Kazajansky. Gets a quick, easy lay-in there. They look to trap full court.
This is dangerous.
And the Broncos figure it out. High off the glass is Aiden Mills. He has his first bucket at 7-7.
Bulldogs sold out on that press, but they left their backcourt wide open. They had a 3-on-1 situation.
Kazajanski goes one-on-one, gets it up off the glass and in. He has 4. They look to trap deep in the backcourt. Now picking up his dribble was Conroe. They find DeWitt. He gets across the court. Tipped away. Black up to Kazajanski.
That's going to be a foul.
And one. Lays it in. Takes the foul. And he'll go to the line for a 3-point play.
Yeah, Coach Frank Moreno living on the edge a little bit, putting 4 Bedford players in the backcourt to pressure Alvirne, and that time it worked out because the 5th defender, who was Luke Soden, was able to knock the ball away, and that basket coming in transition because of it.
We've seen that from them most of the year. They love that full court pressure, especially after a made basket. Slows down the other team. They have to check their press break. Great block here by Spencer Henrishon. Up quick to Kazajanski. He does well to keep it in bounds, dishing it back to Luke Soden. They swing it around the top side. And now Soden cutting into the middle. He gets blocked.
Andrew Dealey gets in as well. Hey, anything Henrishon can do, I can do too.
Dealey reaches out with that big left hand. Great cut here, but Dealey does well to get back on defense. Swatting it away with his left. Inbound pass is stolen here. Nice job by Betancourt, sneaking over.
That might not have been the best course of action right there, throwing it into it. Basically a jump ball.
And he was double teamed there too. He had a person fronting him, and Betancourt came over the top. So they look down low to Dealey, and getting the jump ball is Kazajanski. The Bulldogs have the favor of the possession arrow, and so they'll take over. You see here on the replay, little entry pass here from Conroe, and Kazajanski slips over the top and ties it up. Danny Black around the top. Braga. Soden now rips through, drives lefty, up off the glass, can't get it to go, fights for the rebound. Black gets it tipped away, and away off and running is Betancourt. Passes to his teammate all the way across. Now Dealey cuts through the middle, high up off the glass, and gets it to go. Up quick are the Bulldogs. Braga stops, pivots away, short on the jumper. Hustling for the rebound is Danny Black, but he can't come away with it, and the Broncos do. 12-9 is your score. Bulldogs up by 3 here early. Here's Conroe. Dribbles, pivots away from pressure, passes far side. Looks off the cutter, now drives in the middle, lefty. Dealey, little up fake, drives, takes the Euro step. Could have got called for a travel. Now they find someone deep under the basket here. Sam DeWitt pokes free, and he'll go to the line on the foul. You see on the replay, he's just standing by himself under the rim. Doesn't yell, just sticks his hands up. Betancourt sees him. Passes to him right in easy lay-in position.
Bulldogs getting caught with players wide open under the basket a few times in this first quarter. I know they're very aggressive on defense.
DeWitt's free throw is good. He makes good on the end one. And now Kazajanski can't make it on the spin move back into the middle. Pulling from 3, Conroe's good. 2 3-pointers from Gabe Conroe, and the Broncos are up 3.
They're on an 8-0 run.
Little pass back into Soden. He lays it off the glass. He has 5. They look to double team. Conroe now throws a deep pass high and away, and DeWitt will slow things down. He's guarded by Kazajanski. They switch. Braga now tries a killer crossover, goes baseline, floater, gets the bounce off the rim. And the Broncos force the Bulldogs to take a timeout. They're up 17-14, 3:30 to go here in the first quarter.
Don't forget, we've got hockey action for you tomorrow evening, as it'll be senior night for the Bedford Bulldogs as they take on the Exeter Bluehawks. 7:40 is the approximate face-off time. Tune in to BCTV and Bedford 105.1. I'll have the call on the game along with Jason Bergeron.
Nice replay of a give and go there. Henderson looked off his defender, had plenty of time to make a nice entry pass to Luke Soden as he cut off of that far side for a nice easy lay-in. 2 of Luke Soden's 5 points. Kazajanski leads the way for the Bulldogs with 7. 3 main scorers for the Broncos, 6 for Gabe Conroe on those 2 3-pointers, 5 for DeWitt and 4 for Dealey.
Entertaining game so far. Lead
Sure
changed hands a couple times.
The Bulldogs now have their starting lineup in. Kazajanski drives hard. He gets fouled by DeWitt, and that's the second on DeWitt. Kazajanski will go to the line. You see there, Bedoyan drives middle. Little handoff to Kazajanski as he cut around and got whacked across the arms as he was going to the rim. Short on the free throw for the front end. He'll stay at 7 points. Dealey will take a seat as Garrett Hall comes in for the Broncos. As I mentioned, Bedoyan and Brady O'Connell are in as Kazajanski hits the back end. DeWitt finds the fresh Hall. Hall dishes down low to Betancourt, and he lays it in. 19-15, the Broncos are up 4. Bedoyan takes it strong to the hoop, lays it up lefty, and it gets in the hoop for him.
Oh, wide
Long
open again.
Pass here, Hall with the dunk. Gets up, little 2-step, 2-footed jump, and he throws one down for the Broncos. 21-17. Kazajanski short on the 3. Offensive rebound by Braga. O'Connell can't get it to go. He drives. Righty shot, short. DeWitt spins back to the middle, pauses. 2 up fakes, and then gets swatted by Braga. Wow, Brady O'Connell takes a hit. Does not get a foul called. Hall comes away with the scramble here.
Very physical both ways here.
Look, oh, he traveled. He tried to hold up, pivot away from pressure. Braga looked like he might be trying to pull down an offensive foul, but couldn't do it. Here's the block by Braga. Boom, get out of my house. On the replay, Bedoyan breaking down his defender. Brady O'Connell gets into the middle, pivots away from pressure, forces up a shot, no good and no foul.
I was going to say the officials, a 2-crew officiating group today, letting a lot go. Very physical game.
Like to see that though. Let the boys play. Ooh, gets called for the block there. That's Brady O'Connell picking up a foul. Looked like Gabe Conroe was getting that chicken wing out there too, getting a little hook. You see here on the replay, watch his arm come around the side of O'Connell.
Yeah.
Gets away with it though, and O'Connell picks up the foul. Just the second team foul for the Bulldogs. Here's DeWitt around the top here to Betancourt straight away. DeWitt asks for the pick and roll. They get the switch. Braga defends. O'Connell comes across. Nice cut back door by Hall. Can't get it to go, but he gets called with a foul on Braga. And Hall will go to the line.
Yeah, that foul looked like it wasn't even really necessary because the shooter had already missed a shot by the time Braga had made contact with him.
Tough one there. He was hanging in the air. Likely got him on the wrist and draws the foul. Hall's front end goes. Some more substitutions for the Bulldogs as Braga and Kazajanski will take a seat. Logan O'Connell is back in, as is Spencer Henderson. Hall's second is good as well. He has 4 points now. And Alvirne has a 6-point lead, 23-17. Minute and a half left here in the first quarter. Henderson now finds the cutting Brady O'Connell. Ooh, too strong on the lay and gets his own rebound and gets it to go. The Broncos having pretty good success with this press break as the Bulldogs fade back into their man-to-man defense here. Brady O'Connell on DeWitt out top. Near side now. Here's Aiden Mills, Alvirne's only senior. Bedoyan looking to rip him, and he gets a 5-second call. So great defense by Nico Bedoyan, shutting down airspace for Aiden Mills, and gets the 5-second turnover. Minute left in the first quarter. 23-19 is your score. Alvirne by 4. Logan O'Connell with the backdoor pass to Soden. Soden with the and one as he draws a foul on Gabe Conroy. Soden with 7 now, chance to add to that at the line. And looks to bring the Bulldogs back to within 1. Free throw is up and true. Nothing but net for Luke Soden. He has 8. 23-22 is the score. DeWitt now drives on O'Connell. Nice crossover. Now they find Hall up top for 3, short. Pulled down by Soden, and they're off to the races. Soden, good transition defense by the Broncos as they're back. Bedoyan dribbles out of pressure, goes up strong and gets 2.
That was a great move by Nico.
As you mentioned in the interview with Coach Moreno, Bedoyan's been averaging 20 over the last 2 games. Coming out of his deferential kind of role, he's usually an assist kind of guy, and now he's looking to go to the basket. Great job there. DeWitt almost gets ripped there by O'Connell. Goes off of O'Connell, and the Broncos will have a shot with 1.6 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The Bulldogs scrape from behind and now have a 1-point lead, at least for the time being. Going strong to the hoop. No good. That was Gabe Conroe, and that'll end the first quarter of play. 24-23 is your score. The Bulldogs trailed most of the first quarter, but come away with a lead after 1.
Yeah, 7-0 run there by the Bulldogs, able to overcome that early lead by the Alvirne Broncos. Scoring so far, you got Brady O'Connell with 2 points. Luke Soden, he's got 8. Nico Bedoyan with 4. Thomas Braga with 2. Austin Kazajanski with 8.
Over on the other side for the Broncos, we have Aiden Mills with 2, Evan Betancourt with 2. Garrett Hall comes off the bench for 4. Gabe Conroe has buried 2 threes. He has 6 points. DeWitt with 5, and Andrew Dealey with 4, rounding out their 23 points.
You know, BCTV's live channels and on-demand content, they're now easier to access than ever before. Download the Bedford Community Television app, either on Apple iOS or Android. Download the app and enjoy Bedford TV content anywhere, anytime you've got a signal.
Fast-moving first quarter there. Not a lot of fouls, not a lot of stoppages of play. 8 minutes back on the board. We're ready for quarter number 2 here at Bedford High School.
But 2 things that Bedford needs to adjust. Obviously, they have to be aware of the Bronco players getting ahead of them on the offense. They've left a few shooters wide open deep in their own end. And, of course, they have to adjust to the Alvirne defensive pressure in the Bedford offensive zone. They've been able to affect some shots in that first quarter.
Yeah, and that's the risk you take with that full court press. If Alvirne runs that press break well, they're going to have an easy lay-in. Miss here by Mills, and off to the races. Bedoyan gets fouled on the way to the hoop. That's Garrett Hall who's going to pick up the foul. Just his first foul.
Watch the lane that opens up for Bedoyan here. He's in a crowd, but he's able to find a lane all the way to the bucket, and he just put that layup up a little too hard. But he gets the foul. That's
what having strong outside shooters will do for your offense. Those defenders were flaring to the corner and to the wing to prevent those open 3-point shots. Bedoyan good on the first. He has 5 now. 25-23, Bulldogs by 2. Bedoyan takes his dribbles, takes a deep breath. Free throw up, and it's a swish. Bedoyan with 6 now. 26-23, Bedford by 3.
You know, Bedoyan's going to be one of those players that Bedford's going to be counting on next year.
Sure is. The junior has done quite well. Very strong defender, very quick in transition. Hall here drives on Henrishon lefty, dribbles back, passes up top, Almost stolen there by Luke Soden as he jumped the passing lane. Now Mills drives lefty, turns away from a double team. DeWitt now. He drives lefty. Good defense by the Bulldogs here so far. DeWitt tries to find some space. Hall back to DeWitt. DeWitt pulls from 3, too strong. Rebound Henrishon.
Yeah, those shots
to Soden. Soden's in transition, and he gets blocked by Hall. Took it to the hoop, but didn't take it strong enough. And Hall said, "Get that out of here."
I was going to say the shots are not falling for the Broncos as they were in the first.
Bedoyan comes away with a steal. Strong defense there. He's got numbers now. He dishes to Logan O'Connell. Takes a stutter step. Tries to drive hard to the hoop. Pivots away from pressure. Brady O'Connell now drives lefty. Gets it up off the glass. No good. Soden with the offensive rebound. No good. Now Bedoyan. He'll put it in. He wanted the foul too. Doesn't get it. And that forces the Broncos to take a timeout. They fall behind 5, 28-23 with 6:23 to go in the first half.
And this is an 11-0 run now for the Bulldogs. Big swing of momentum with the Bulldogs putting in all those points and shutting down the Broncos.
And it really starts on that defensive end. We saw them with a 24-23 lead after one. The Broncos have not scored here in the second quarter.
And Bedoyan's having himself a really nice game. As Coach Moreno said, he's been really putting up the points in the last couple of games, and here he is coming up with a big rebound, playing really strong. And he's not the biggest guy in the court, yet he's able to come up with the ball and put it back.
He joins Luke Soden and Austin Kazajanski with 8 points apiece. Brady O'Connell and Thomas Braga each have a deuce. For the Bulldogs on the Broncos side, Gabe Conroe leads the way again with 6 points. DeWitt still with 5, Dealey with 4. He's matched by Hall with 4, 2 apiece for Mills and Betancourt. DeWitt now comes up, gets a double pick high. Soden picks up as a defender on the ball. Dribbles around, looks down low. They decide not to go inside. Alejandro Valenzuela has checked in. Pass across the lane to Valenzuela is low and through his legs, and it's a turnover for the Bulldogs. Soden inbounds. Bedoyan will take it over the timeline. Broncos content with their man-to-man defense. Kazajanski now guarded by Hall. Good backcourt by Soden. He gets whacked on the backside by Betancourt as he's going to the rim. And Soden will shoot 2.
Yeah, that pass just a little bit behind Soden there. He had to contort himself to even get a shot off.
2 team fouls for the Broncos here in the second quarter. That's the first on Betancourt as Soden makes the first. Soden takes his deep breath. Shot is on the way and good. He has 10. And the Bulldogs have 30. 7-point lead for the Bulldogs, 30-23. Checking in now is Landon Elsmore. He's the on-ball defender. They get a turnover. The Bulldogs look for the alley-oop. That's broken up by Valenzuela. Long pass here up for Conroe, and he has an easy lay-in. Nice little fake to get the defender to jump and fly by.
And that breaks the 13-0 run for Bedford.
Right there. They get it down low to Brady O'Connell. He powers his way in for another 2. Soden, quick pass down low. Bedoyan actually missed him the first time around on the cut. Passed it back out to Soden, who popped it in quickly to O'Connell for the easy lay-in. Hall pulls up, mid-range jumper is short. Kazajanski had the rebound, but it's pulled away by Valenzuela. Hall now up top, right wing, looks down low. This is Valenzuela, pivots towards the lane, shot gets up, dangles on the rim and falls out. Soden with the defensive rebound. Bedoyan, Kazajanski, little up fake, now takes the mid-range pull-up, no good. Brady O'Connell's tip won't go, and they get out and run. Conroe back into the middle. This is Betancourt now over to Hall. He powers and finishes strong, gets the foul. Kazajanski tried to contest the shot on the backside. He'll pick up the foul. And Hall will get the end one opportunity.
Second foul on Kazajanski.
First team foul for the Bulldogs in the second quarter. They lead by 5. Hall looks to bring that deficit to 4. Free throws on the way and good. Hall with 7 now. Brady O'Connell leaves it for Bedoyan. Crossover. Back to Hall. Excuse me, back to O'Connell. O'Connell looks for the backdoor cut, and Valenzuela comes away with it. He gets out in transition, and the lay-in is good. 32-30. The Bulldogs by 2.
Broncos fighting back now.
Halfway through the second quarter. Elsmore to Bedoyan. Back to O'Connell. Gets to the elbow. Looks to dish it down to Braga. Stepping in for the interception there was Betancourt. Nice play. Great defense there as they try to lob for Hall, but Bedoyan batted it away. Here's DeWitt now. Kicks to the corner. Hall for 3. No good. It's short. Great hustle by Betancourt coming down with the offensive rebound. And the Broncos will take a timeout, wanting to make the best of this possession. 32-30 is your score. The Bulldogs by 2 with 3:29 to go in the first half.
And stick around for the half. We're going to have our stats courtesy of Connor Daniels. He's working on those right now. We'll have a little bit of insight on the game. We're also going to go over some of the other winter championship results from sports like wrestling, alpine skiing, swimming, and boys track and girls track. So lots to talk about there. Bedford winning a lot of titles, a lot of great performances in those other sports, and we'll recap those for you during the halftime.
Look at that. A little tease by Harry's got us all on the edge of our seat. Come on, man. Give us the results.
It's called the front cell. It's called the front cell. You got to have to wait.
Little tease, little tease. All right, fair enough. You want people to stay around for your halftime show.
Yeah. Well, I would hope they would stick around for the second half of the game too.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know, got to give them something to do between halves.
You didn't want people getting up and putting their ham sandwich together for dinner?
Well, they can take their radio with them.
Okay, all right, good point. Or their phone, because they're playing this on their Bedford BCTV app, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Look at that. Andrew Fenn's going to give me a Hershey kiss for that afterwards. Nice little reward for plugging his app. 3:29 to go. First half. Bulldogs by 2. The Broncos have the ball and looking to tie or go ahead. Mills, crossover dribble. He goes around the top. DeWitt here. Looks down low. They get the ISO for Hall. Trying for the flop is Logan O'Connell. They don't buy it, and Hall has 2.
All tied up, 32 apiece.
9 points now for Garrett Hall. Tall fella's been putting them in for the Broncos. Elsmore drives righty, looks to the corner. Braga now. He drives lefty into the lane. Now looks for Soden. Soden fakes right, goes to the left. Pull-up jumper from the foul line is an air ball. Forced that one as DeWitt had very good defense with his feet, pressuring Luke Soden into a tough shot. Now DeWitt up top, finds Betancourt right wing. They look to feed Hall, and it's broken up on the backside as Soden comes over with the defensive help. Braga kicks to Bedoyan. Bedoyan gets bumped, ball gets knocked away, no call, and Bedoyan will pick up a frustration foul. That's Nico's first. Second team foul for the Bulldogs. 2:24 to go in this quarter. Likely going to take a lot to get into that bonus, as we are tied 32 apiece. DeWitt straight away for 3. No good. It's off to the right-hand side. Braga comes away with the rebound.
I think Hall just picked up a foul.
They give it to Valenzuela there. That's just his first foul. Third team foul for the Broncos in the second quarter here, and Kazajanski will check back in for Elsmore.
Broncos on their own 7-0 run here to close up this half.
Braga takes a seat too as Henryshan comes back in. We have Soden, Logan O'Connell, Bedoyan, Kazajanski, and Henryshan for the Bulldogs. They find Bedoyan. He'll pull from 3, and it's good. Love to see Bedoyan exploring his offensive game here a little bit more as he has 11. Now DeWitt pulls from 3, no good, just short. Valenzuela with the offensive rebound, puts it up and in, he has 4. 35-34, Bulldogs by 1. Logan O'Connell dishes to Kazajanski. He has some room, crossover dribble, finds Logan O'Connell for 3, too strong. Easy rebound for Alejandro Valenzuela. Now Hall kicks back up top for Mills as they play good defense. Mills drives lefty, puts it up off the glass righty, and he has 2 more. 4 points now for Aiden Mills. And the Broncos are up 1, 36-35. Kazajanski coming off the weak side, pulls from 3, it won't go. Defensive rebound for the Broncos, a 1-point lead and 1 minute to go in the half. DeWitt calls for the pick up top. Hall obliges. DeWitt, Euro step, gets it up and in. Nice drive play there by Sam DeWitt. Crafty little movement up and off the backboard. Logan O'Connell drives the lane, gets the floater to go. 38-37, the Broncos are ahead 1. 30 seconds to go in the first half.
O'Connell's first 2 points.
Broncos are likely to hold for the last shot here. 20 seconds remaining. Running a weave up top. Hall now gets free, gets the help side defense to come, and Alejandro Valenzuela tries for the offensive rebound. He smashes into Luke Soden. So Valenzuela picks up his second foul.
And the Bulldogs have 11.6 to work with here. Try to get a point. Take the lead back here. They trail by 1, 38-37.
Brady O'Connell checks in quickly for Logan O'Connell. Bedoyan taps it, picks it up, 10 seconds to go. Luke Soden with the ball. Henrishon now looks for back cuts, dishes back to Luke Soden. Deep 3-pointer is well short, and that'll end the first quarter.
Not quite.
Well, 0.7 seconds. We are just about done.
Once the ball's inbounded, that'll do it. There you go.
And you hear the buzzer there on the first half. Bulldogs not necessarily pleased with their first half performance as they trail the Alvirne Broncos 38-37 after 16 minutes of play. We'll take a short break, and then Harry will come back with his previously advertised rundown of championship sports in Division I New Hampshire play.
Second half action here at Bedford High Gym. Alvirne leads 38-37. We're hoping to get an update from girls basketball taking on the Broncos in Hudson tonight. We'll get that to you as soon as we know.
I saw an early score in the first quarter action down there at Alvirne. The Bulldogs were up 14-7, but that was very early in the first quarter. I'm sure it has developed since. We are underway here in the second half as Brady O'Connell inbounds to Bedoyan, now drives baseline. His cross-court pass along the baseline is tipped out of bounds, looking for Soden in this near corner. Soden back to Bedoyan. Looks for the cutter. Henrishon down the lane. Good defense there, forces the pass up top. Work it around the top side here. Henrishon looks for the cutter. Soden, lay-in just too strong. Can't get it to go. So it stays 38-37. DeWitt now for the for the Broncos. Stolen by O'Connell. Lays it in. 6 points now for Brady O'Connell, and the lead is back with the Bulldogs. DeWitt was ball handling up top, got away from him, and O'Connell took advantage with quick hands and avoiding pressure and avoiding fouls. Conroe gets the ball taken, batted. Henrishon with an acrobatic pass. Now up ahead for Kazajanski, can't track it down. Henrishon with a beautiful play to keep that ball inbounds. O'Connell tried to get it up quickly to Kazajanski, but his pass was just too far ahead.
Just led him a little bit on that pass.
So the Broncos back in the offensive end. Here's DeWitt again. DeWitt, little pick and roll here. blocked by Henderson. Good defense there as Andrew Dealey was taking it strong to the hole, and Henderson said, no, no, no. Little Dikembe Mutombo action there for the senior. Conroe inbounds. Dealey now with the ball. Looks to post up on Kazajanski. Poke from behind, and Kazajanski will pick up a foul.
Austin with his third.
Yeah, it's 3 fouls there. Let's watch that one. Athletic player and 8 points so far in this game for Kazajanski. They look and find DeWitt, far corner 3, and it's good. DeWitt now with 10, first player in double digits for the Broncos, and he has the Broncos ahead by 2 again, 41-39. Kazajanski drives middle, kicks to Soden. O'Connell now hands off to Bedoyan. Stutter step, reaches up and gets it to go. Bedoyan with 13, leading scorer for the Bulldogs now.
All tied up at 41.
Little half-court trap action here. The Broncos take their time. Dealey fakes, gets tied up, but finds the loose ball. Conroe gets to the elbow. DeWitt, near side wing. Fakes, drives righty. Gets contact, no call. Dealey on the backside for a lay-in. 6 points for Dealey, 2-point lead for the Broncos, and Kazajanski gets the up quick, but he'll get called for the foul, and that is the 4th foul on Austin Kazajanski, leading Coach Moreno to pull him quickly.
That's a big loss for Bedford. They really need Kazajanski on the court. He's going to be missing a good chunk of his game with 4 fouls.
2 quick fouls here to start the 3rd quarter on Kazajanski. Leads him to the bench. Dealey now, mid-range jumper on the baseline. Can't get it to go. Brady O'Connell up quickly to Soden. Gets interrupted as the Broncos are back quickly. Braga now. Bedoyan up top, Henderson. Braga. Brady O'Connell. Drives righty, draws the double. Henderson. Now Bedoyan sees a lot of area in the lane, drives hard righty and gets the righty lay-in to go. 15 points for Bedoyan. He's helping this Bulldog team stay in this game. Betancourt draws a shot off the baseline. Can't get it to go, but Dealey hustling for the offensive board. Gets the Broncos another possession. Halfway through this 3rd quarter, high arcing shot, no good for DeWitt. Bedoyan up to Soden, 2 quick steps and lays it in. Soden now with 12. The Bulldogs scratch their way to another lead, 45-43. They're up by 2. DeWitt to Betancourt. They break the press. Now DeWitt sets the offense. Dribbles up top. Finds Mills. Mills down low to Dealey. Dealey pivots back into the middle as the double team came quickly. Dealey again looks to go on Henderson. Drives righty. Kicks it out. Mills now. Switch on the defense. Nicely played by Soden and O'Connell. They do it again now. O'Connell has DeWitt in the corner. Drives righty. Whips a ball cross court. Can't find his teammate. And the fans in the front row get some live action there.
Yeah, you got to keep your eyes open. That was quite the fastball.
Bedoyan now brings it over center court. Soden to Braga. Bedoyan back to Henderson. Brady O'Connell drives righty along the baseline, gets whacked on his way to the rim, and Mills will pick up a foul.
Going back a little ways, I keep seeing Henderson open at the 3-point line, but he doesn't seem to want to take that shot.
I think that's a wise choice for Spencer Henderson. He's a very good athlete, but I would not call him a great shooter. He's waiting for the likes of Soden or other 3-point shooters, O'Connell. As Brady O'Connell sinks the first of 2. Mills really bailed him out there on that drive as O'Connell was going to have to make an acrobatic circus shot along that right baseline, and Mills whacked him, putting him at the line. Just Mills' first foul. O'Connell hits them both. He now has 8. And the Bulldogs have a 4-point lead. They come back with some pressure here. It's about three-quarter court, not full. Trying to get that turnover for an easy another possession. Mills hard off the backboard, no good. Scraps for the rebound. Braga will get tied up by Betancourt, and it'll stay on this end as Betancourt continues his scrappy play and gets the Broncos that jump ball. DeWitt up top on the inbound. Bulldogs usually jump into a 2-3 zone when it's inbounded under their defensive basket. DeWitt up top here. Conroe fakes the three. They whip it around the top of the zone. DeWitt. Hall now inside. Near side Mills. Back up top DeWitt. Conroe fakes to the left corner. Pass cross court finds Mills. Good catch there. Conroe in the middle. DeWitt hesitates, doesn't want to shoot. He's in there for a little while. Coaches wanted a three, but did not get that call. Little roll pass into the middle from Betancourt. That was a little odd one. Very patient offense here for the Broncos as they look to solve this 2-3 defense.
It looks like they're trying to slow the game down and keep the ball away from the Bulldogs.
And now the Bulldogs switch to a man defense in the middle of the possession. That was an interesting change there.
Yeah, this is where a shot clock would come in.
Putting pressure, extending out their defense. Mills now looks to get the pick from Hall. Conroe fakes. Defender runs by, and now Soden, defensive rebound. He looks to go strong, puts his shoulder down, fends off the defender, and gets the lay-in. 49-43, Bulldogs by 6. Bedford coaches wanting to get some defense, and Hall will pick up a foul there on an illegal screen as he pushed Brady O'Connell out of the way. Let's see it on the replay here. Hall comes up for the pick, gets his leg out. Ooh, that's a soft call right there. Let's not show the referees that replay, okay, Harry?
Bulldogs on an 8-0 run here with 1:36 to play in the third and a 6-point lead.
Soden up top. Henrishon looks to the corner. Bedoyan. Little hesitation. Finds Henrishon. Back to Bedoyan for three. Far side. It's good. Bedoyan with 18 now. Get some, kid.
Guy's feeling it.
He sure is. Hall with the cut now. Pass crossed the way. All the way across the lane, and Betancourt gets an easy deuce. Bedoyan up top. Henrishon. Braga back to O'Connell. Brady kicks to Soden. Soden for three. No good. DeWitt now for the Broncos. 52-45, 7-point lead for the Bulldogs. Mills drives hard, lays it down for Betancourt. Pivots into trouble. Now he looks for a way out, and he call a travel on him. That's a tough one there. As Brady O'Connell
offers to help him up.
Betancourt got their feet tangled. And because Betancourt fell, they called the travel on him.
Yeah, and O'Connell offered his hand to help him up, and Betancourt either didn't see it or didn't want to take it.
I'm pretty sure he didn't want to take it. Which is justified. No friends out here in the competitive environment. Soden now. Brady O'Connell. Alvirne in their man-to-man defense.
15 seconds left.
In the third quarter. Brady O'Connell drives hard, dishes it down. Braga gets swatted. Brady O'Connell, gets the rebound, can't get it to go. 3 seconds, 2 and 1. Mills high off the glass, it doesn't go, no foul. And the Bulldogs come away with a strong third quarter, exiting with a 52-45 lead. And they will be happy with that as they trailed after halftime by 1.
Scoring so far, Logan O'Connell with 2 points in the second quarter. It was Brady O'Connell with 8 points. Luke Soden up to 14. Nico Bedoyan leading the way with 18. Thomas Braga with 2. Austin Kazajanski on the bench because he's got 4 fouls. He's got 8 points.
For the Broncos, Aiden Mills has 4. Betancourt with 4. Garrett Hall with 9. Alejandro Valenzuela has 4. Gabe Conroe with 8. Sam DeWitt with 10. And Andrew Dealey with 6. The Broncos only scored 7 points there in the third quarter as the Bulldogs defense really kicked into high gear.
Got an update now from Hudson. I believe that's the Bulldogs, right? Up 48-22 with under 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a halftime score, correction. Wanted to mention, too, boys hockey tomorrow on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. Puck drop around 7:40, 7:45 as they take on the Exeter Bluehawks. It'll be senior night as well. Hope you tune in for that. Myself and Jason Bergeron will have the call for you.
8 minutes back on the scoreboard. We're ready for fourth quarter action here as Brady O'Connell inbounds to Nico Bedoyan. Bedoyan brings it over half court. The Broncos in their half-court defensive set. They looked for Soden on the back cut there, but the Broncos defended it well. Henrishon takes it strong to the hoop and gets a deuce. That's his first bucket of the game. He said, "You don't want to defend me? I'll take it strong to the hoop."
Bulldogs up by 9.
Little rocker step back into the middle, pivoted off his left foot and finishes strong with the right hand. Nice job by Henrishon. Hall now for the Broncos. Great defense there by Braga. They find DeWitt for 3, and it's good. DeWitt now with 13. 54-48, the Bulldogs by 6. Bedoyan, Soden now, drives hard, dishes to Henrishon. Big block there by Hall. Came across with that big right hand and pinned it to the backboard over there. DeWitt now up top, gets a pick from Hall. Almost loses it out of bounds, now pivots away for his left hand, finds the Betancourt cutting through the lane. He lays it up and in, nice little floater in the lane. 54-50, 4-point lead for the Bulldogs.
Austin Kazajanski's back up, he's going to come into the game next time out.
Imagine he'll come in for Braga. O'Connell now, Henrishon. Bedoyan now, and Coach Moreno will take a timeout. He'll take a full timeout, 6:19 to go in the game. The Bulldogs ahead 4.
You know, it's easy to listen to Bedford 105.1 online. Just go to wbnh.bedfordnh.org to find our stream link. We also stream on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, and Radio Garden. Or if you've got an Alexa device at home or wherever, just tell Alexa to play Bedford 105.1.
It's that easy. Alexa, play 105.1.
And out it comes, just like that.
Just like that. Some replays here. Bedoyan here on a strong righty drive as the Red Sea parted. The Maroon Sea in this case, I guess.
I was going to say that, you know, a couple times now we thought we've been putting Alvirne away with a big lead, and they fight back each time. They're down 4, but they're definitely not out of this contest. They have the ability to come back and take the lead here, so the Bulldogs really can't let up.
They had it back out to what? It was 6-8 points here in the second half?
I'd have to go back to my score sheet here and find that out. I know that there was a 13-0 run in the first half, but that made a 6-point deficit into a 7-point lead. I don't think it's gotten much past 9, though.
Well, the Bulldogs looking to extend their lead here. They're ahead 4. As you mentioned, Kazajanski's back into the game. He came in for Henrishon, not Braga. And now Kazajanski with the ball. O'Connell fakes to the right. Now Soden, guarded by DeWitt. Kazajanski cuts through the lane, and he gets fouled on his way through. Looks like Valenzuela will pick up the foul, and that's going to be his 3rd. Just the first team foul here in the fourth quarter for either team.
This has been a relatively foul-free game.
Braga gets double-teamed in the corner. Kazajanski now near side corner. Middle for Braga, kicks back to Kazajanski. They'll settle things down and pull it all the way out.
Bulldogs happy to burn off some clock here.
Luke Soden, guarded by Betancourt. The Broncos have bounced into a 2-3 defense, and coming over on the help defense was Sam DeWitt. He fouls Kazajanski on his way to the line. That'll be DeWitt's third foul. Kazajanski back to the line. He's 2 of 3 on the evening.
And he hasn't had a point since first quarter.
Harry, that right there is what we call the commentator's jinx.
Just making an observation.
I mean, you want to say he's perfect from the line or something like that?
There you go.
There you go. Come on. Killing me.
Finally off the schneid.
9 points now for Kazajanski. 5:25 to go in the game here. 5-point lead for the Bulldogs. Great hustle by Bedoyan. He tried to chase down a loose ball that was tipped by a Bedford defender.
A few more inches of out of bounds, he might have pulled it off.
But the Broncos keep possession. Mills now. Tap from behind by Soden. It gets wild, but it goes right to the Broncos. Valenzuela drives hard to the hoop and gets one to go. 6 points now for him. 55-52, a 3-point lead. Braga. O'Connell now. Kazajanski for 3. Good.
Got it.
Huge points off the bench now for Kazajanski. 6-point lead for the Bulldogs. Big shot there. Valenzuela comes down with it, but then turns it over. Kazajanski turns it back over. Betancourt to DeWitt, and the Broncos will settle. Tough sequence there for the Bulldogs. They got the turnover, then gave it right back to the Broncos. DeWitt drives hard, turns it over. Soden is there.
Trying to avoid a travel.
They
Call a timeout.
call a timeout. Fantastic call by Coach Moreno. He saw that Soden had possession, was about to get a travel call, and called the TO.
Coach Leo Gershgorin was making the signal that there was a travel, and it was pretty close too, because O'Connell was rolling on his back. That could have been called a travel. I wanted to mention too, a bit of a surprise note that I read in the news this morning, that the Alvirne coach Leo Gershgorin has resigned.
Yeah, so that was not him wanting the travel call. It was one of the other members of the staff. Unfortunately, I'm not sure who is head coaching today, but yes, he left his role as of today. So
well, it's either Buddy O'Hearn and Kyle Hagman, I guess.
One of those two taking the helm for this evening's game, and the Alvirne Broncos have done a good job despite that change and sudden actually pretty serious situation for them. Bedoyan now with the ball for the Broncos. Excuse me, for the Bulldogs. Soden now. Back cut. Kazajanski met high as Hall gets the block. Great job there. Coach Moreno saying, Austin, take a little pump fake, get him up in the air. All went up and met Kazajanski at the height.
Yeah, a little bit of contact too, but like you said, the refs are being a little forgiving here.
Brady O'Connell, little pump fake there. Bedoyan for 3. Ooh, just in and out. O'Connell with the rebound, rips it away.
Close to a jump ball there, is able to pull it away just in the nick of time.
Bedoyan, good shot there. It was halfway down. Brady O'Connell up top. Kazajanski finds Braga. Thought about the 3. Kicks it back. Brady O'Connell now. Draws the double. Soden now. Far and away. Fakes right. Dribbles left. Now finds Bedoyan in the corner for 3, and it's good. 21 for Bedoyan. 61-52. The lead is 9 with 3:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Conroe gets a bump from Soden. Kind of an easy call for the official. He's right there. He saw Soden give him a little hip check. Just Luke Soden's first foul, and first on the team here in the fourth quarter.
Here's a replay of Bedoyan's three-pointer.
Beautiful shot by Bedoyan, got some time and space and knocked it down. Hall, tough shot there, rattles out. The Bulldogs come away with it. Nice defensive rebound by Brady O'Connell.
3 minutes to go.
Bedoyan brings it over half court. Hand off to Kazajanski. DeWitt jumps it. And as you said, 3 minutes to go. Braga gets himself in trouble, gets whacked by Hall, no call. They get it back down to Hall as he hustled down, and now a great block by Braga. Out quick to Kazajanski. He lays it in for two. He was lining up his steps, but the defender was there, so he opts for the lay-in.
Kind of a
Bulldogs quickly out to an 11-point lead, 63-52.
That was actually kind of dangerous when Kazajanski went up. He got hit below. Could have easily lost his balance.
Looked like he did lose his balance, but was able to recover. And he's ginger on that right ankle right now, too.
Yeah.
You can see here funny on the replay, Brady O'Connell kicks it out right there. Betancourt was right there, gave some shadow defense. Maybe touched him on the leg, and something didn't feel right as Kazajanski was down on defensive end. 63-52 is your score. Timeout here on the floor. 2:17 to go in the game, and the Bulldogs ahead 11.
Told you about hockey tomorrow night. Playoffs for girls and boys basketball starts next Wednesday. That's the tentative date now for the boys. We expect them to have to play the opening round since only the first seed, number one seed, gets a bye, and they will play somebody. We're not sure. It could be one of about half a dozen teams, but that contest scheduled for Wednesday, February 28th at 7 p.m. And the girls, they will have a bye because top two do get byes, and their first contest will be a quarterfinal matchup Friday, March 1st, also 7 p.m. tip. And I should mention, too, that if the boys advance on Wednesday, their next game will be on Saturday at 7.
Three-pointer here is good by DeWitt. He now has 16. And they needed that one. 2 minutes to go. He brings it back to 8. Bedoyan kicks to Braga. Braga pull up in the lane, can't get it to go. Kazajanski, great offensive board, rips it away from Hall, puts it in for 2, and he has 16.
Now that was a big rebound there.
DeWitt for 3 again, good. DeWitt going off here in the second half. He has 19 now.
And he's got 4 threes.
Bedoyan, little stutter step there, getting away from pressure. He's followed out to midcourt. Good ball handling to get away from pressure. Now follows it all the way across to Kazajanski. They take some time off the clock. Kazajanski gets fouled by DeWitt, and that's his 4th. Side out, near side. That's only the 3rd team foul for the Broncos. Sorry, Harry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that Bedford definitely trying to take some time off the clock here. They don't want to give those Alvirne shooters any more chances to get this game closer.
They go all the way back in the backcourt. They come with the double team. Down low, Braga, little pump fake, up for 2. Braga now with 4 points. Bulldogs ahead by 9, 67-58. DeWitt dribbles, gets tipped out from behind. Braga jumps it. Can't quite get the turnover, but good double team on a player that had had his head turned. Conroe now. Mills. Dribbles lefty, now back to the right. Kazajanski looks for the steal, can't get it, but Mills passes it out of bounds, and the Broncos turn it over. Right side was looking for Betancourt. Betancourt was hanging by the three-point line, and Mills thought he was going to cut baseline. Deep pass now here for Soden. He's just going to lay it in nicely. Wasn't feeling the hammer at that point in time. He has 16 on an easy lay-in, and the Bulldogs ahead by 11 with only 40 seconds to go. Will be looking to go to 16-1. DeWitt gets into the lane. Mills three-pointer no good. Kazajanski is out. Takes an inside-outside dribble. His lay-in won't go. Soden tries to get it back up. No good. 20 seconds to go now. Still a lead, and Hall will get a second dunk of the game, but that's going to be all for naught there. Conroe takes a foul. Hall with 11 points now, but a somewhat meaningless dunk here with only 15 seconds to go, and the Bulldogs ahead by 9. Good athleticism, great cut down the lane, two-handed hammer. And now O'Connell will draw the foul from Betancourt.
Kind of meaningless at this point. There's no 9-point plays with under 10 seconds to go. These Broncos, though, their game, they put up a fight, really gave the Bulldogs all they could handle, but Bedford, being the stronger team at the end, able to pull it away. And they have 9-point lead now, trying to add to it here.
Brady O'Connell misses the front end. Bulldogs.
They're going to drop to 9 and 8 on their season, by the way.
The Bulldogs tightened down their defense here in the second half. They gave up 37 in the first half. Only 23 so far here in the second half. O'Connell misses both of them, but there are only 7 seconds to go. DeWitt short on the 3. Defensive rebound by Brady O'Connell, and that'll do it as the horn sounds. And as you mentioned, the Broncos fall to 9 and 8. While the Bulldogs progress to 16-1, their final game of the season is this coming Friday down at Salem. They will look to make it 17-1 as they head into the playoffs. Final score here, 69-60. The Bulldogs take home victory.
Logan O'Connell, 2 points. It was Brady O'Connell finishing with 8. Luke Soden, 16. Nico Bedoyan, he had 21 on the evening. Once again hitting that 20-point mark. Thomas Braga with 4. Spencer Henderson with 2. And Austin Kazajanski scoring in the first and final quarter. He finishes up with 16 points.
For the Broncos, Aiden Mills had 4. Evan Betancourt with 6. Garrett Hall with 11, including those 2 dunks that we just talked about. Alejandro Valenzuela had 6. Gabe Conroe with 8. Sam DeWitt led the way with 19. Andrew Dealey with 6. That rounds out their 60 points. We're going to throw it over for additional statistics. Connor, what else did you have?
So for the second half, Bedford Bulldogs finished 13 of 23 in shots, 3 of 5 from threes, 3 of 6 from free throws. Alvirne finished with 9 of 18 for shooting, 4 of 8 from 3, and did not get to the free throw line in the second half.
Solid defense there by the Bulldogs, playing with their feet. A couple fouls here and there, but not giving up any free throws. Thank you for those additional statistics. We appreciate it. Harry, any closing thoughts from you, Harry, as we end the broadcast?
Nothing much. Don't forget, we've got hockey tomorrow night. Be sure to tune in for that against Exeter Senior Night for the boys hockey team. A hard-fought win here for the Bulldogs, but they remain on the winning side of things, and they're trying to hold on to that number 2 seed going into the tournament, which will start next week. So on behalf of the Bedford 105 crew and BCTV, I want to thank everybody. Andrew Fenn on production and audio. Of course, Bill Jennings on camera. Dale Bird on the replays, Connor Daniels with the stats, and calling the game was, of course, Corey Munster-Tiger. Did we get a score on the girls, by the way? Try to get that before we
while we look for that, just a quick note here. The the Bedford High School will host the Division IV basketball finals on Monday and Tuesday of next week. So Corey Parker mentioned that before the game started this evening. So if anybody's around and wants to see more high school basketball action, come on down for those 2 games, Monday and Tuesday.
Almost at the end of the third quarter, 67-27, the Bedford Bulldogs lead the girls. So they're on their way to an undefeated season. Well, call it a broadcast. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. And final score here, 69-60 Bedford. You've been watching the Bedford Bulldogs basketball team on BCTV and Bedford 105.1. So long, everybody.